Hi, everybody. Well, today I want to talk about not giving up on yourself, and I want to talk about firing the itty bitty shitty committee that lives in your head that might be holding you back. And maybe it doesn't live in your head. Maybe it's all around you. Maybe it's your family, it's your friends, it's society, it's the patriarchy, it's all the years of socialization, right, that you've been indoctrinated with. And that has created an itty bitty shitty committee that lives in your head that is keeping you from living your best life and from having all the things that you want in the world. And it so often causes us to give up on ourselves. And I just want to say, fuck that. Fuck that shit. Right? So often we look around and we are waiting for the world to believe in us. We're waiting for everyone else to tell us what we're capable of and what we can do. And the only reason we want them to do that is so that we can believe in ourselves. We want all that external evidence that's going to let us believe in ourselves, right? And I just want to talk about not giving up on yourself and tell you for just a moment, in case nobody else has ever told you, that you don't need anybody else's approval. You don't need anybody else's, even their support, right? When you can create a relationship with yourself and a belief in yourself and a commitment to yourself that is so powerful and so rock solid, none of that other shit even matters. And I'm going to talk about my experience with this and just kind of ramble through a little bit of stuff here. Yeah, baby. That's right. Not giving up on yourself and firing that itty bitty shitty committee. And if you need help, baby girl, I am here. I am good at firing that shit. It's my jam. I love it. Get it out of there. Right? Because here's the thing about not giving up on yourself. Right? And a lot of us, we start to do something and then it gets hard. Right? And then we start telling ourselves why we're not good enough, why we shouldn't have done it. We start a college course, we decide to get a master's degree. Oh, and then it starts to get hard and kids get sick and the dog gets sick and something else comes up and then we start to say, oh, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Maybe I shouldn't have done this. That's the itty bitty shitty committee, right? That's trying to get you to back out as soon as something gets hard, because shit's always going to get hard. But when you are committed to a goal, when you are committed to yourself, when you're committed to getting the things that you need and making your dreams come true, nothing can stop you. Nothing can stop you, right? And so here's the other thing about when you are committed to yourself and your life and your healing and whatever kind of relationship, business, career, whatever it is that you want to build, a family, right? When you're committed to a goal, it doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter what obstacles come up, because you are committed, because you believe in what you are doing and you don't give up on yourself. And some of us give up, like I said, when things get hard and obstacles start to come, but some of us give up on ourselves before we ever even start. Sometimes giving up on yourself looks like procrastination. Right? And that itty bitty shitty committee will tell you things like, oh, it's not going to work. I don't know. I can't do it. Whatever. We better not even try. Right? Because we don't have that self-trust, that self-commitment. We don't have that fire. Yeah, I think I needed to see you when I was live with this one. Yeah. Right? And so we give up on ourselves in advance in the form of not even trying, not even starting, not even giving it a whirl. Right? And so that's one of the most insidious forms of giving up on yourself, right? Is doing it in advance. But here's the thing, when you're committed to yourself, you can't do it wrong. You cannot do it wrong. You can't fuck it up, right? When you commit, fully commit, and when you stay committed to your goal, to your dream, to yourself, you literally cannot do it wrong. It becomes inevitable. Right? I have experienced this with my business so many times, right? When I started my business, oh my God, I had no fucking clue what I was doing, right? My friend was like, Robin, you don't even know how to check your email. How the hell are you going to run a business, right? And I was like, I know, but I'm going to figure it out. But I'm committed, right? I worked for 11 months in my business without making any money. My partner was pissed, right? And she was like, when are you going to just give up on this thing? You're never going to be successful. You're never going to make any money. Just go back and get a real job. 11 months, but I was committed. I was committed, and I believed in myself, and I believed in what I was doing, and nothing was going to stop me, right? The final month of that first year, I made $2,000. And I was like, yes! That was a huge success for me, and I celebrated that. And I kept going, and I remained committed to my goal and believing in myself, right? And then I made $12,000 in a month. And then it literally builds and builds and builds. But so many of us give up as soon as something gets hard. My first business coach that I hired was a $6,000 package. Total, I made no money. It was not helpful, right? It would have been really easy for me to be like, oh, it didn't work. But you know what I did? I went and signed up for another one and another one. The next one I signed up for, I made my $12,000. Because I didn't stop, because I was committed. I didn't let that itty bitty shitty committee tell me, oh, that one quote unquote failure, that means this just doesn't work. No, fuck that. I'm going to keep going until I find what I need. Does that make sense? Yeah. The value of being committed to yourself, it not only changes us, it not only changed me, but it changes the world, right? Because here's the thing, when we embrace uncertainty, the uncertainty of if this coaching package is going to work, the personal trainer, right? Yeah, not giving up on myself, totally, right? The college course, the career, the job. I've worked for so many different EMS agencies. Some of them were horrible. Some of them were amazing. I didn't give up on the thing just because I had a quote unquote bad experience. I kept going, right? And when we embrace uncertainty, because uncertainty is one of those emotions that itty bitty shitty committee will create inside of you, right? Well, I don't know. We have that uncertainty, and so we stop ourselves. But the thing about uncertainty is when we embrace uncertainty is what opens us up to the infinite possibility, the infinite gift of possibility. Listen to that. Uncertainty is the gateway to possibility. And when we don't give up on ourselves, that is literally when we learn to dance with possibility. When we embrace uncertainty in the name of our dreams and in the name of our goals, when we go after that thing, we are literally learning to dance with possibility. And in dancing with possibility, that is how we strike gold. That is how we open up the possibility for our lives, right? I think about the Rent story, right? I just watched Rent recently, and what was the precursor to Rent that's on Netflix? Let me know in the comments if you remember. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, and I watched those stories, and the thing about the guy who wrote Rent, right? How long did he worked his whole life. Failure after failure after failure after failure of creating these plays and these musicals, right? And people would be like, oh, that one was really beautiful, but we don't want to buy it, right? Failure after failure. And he didn't stop. And he literally died, I believe was it a brain aneurysm, right? Shortly after he completed Rent, right before it went on Broadway, I think, for the first time. Or maybe it went on Broadway a year later. Anyway, he never saw it go on Broadway. Never did. And yet, how grateful are we that he stayed committed to his dream and his goal and his purpose. He literally left a legacy to the world that changed people's lives and brought so much value to the world because he stayed committed. Think about the Disney story, right? The Walt Disney, right? That created this whole thing. And he also died before, Disneyland or whatever ever opened or was created. It was created after. And as his family was standing there at the gate on opening day, I heard the story of somebody looked at it and they're like, wow, this is beautiful. And they said, I wish he could have seen this. And I believe it was his wife or somebody, one of his other family members looked over at the person and they said, he did. He did see it, right? He saw it in his mind and he never gave up on it. He never gave up on the dream. And so many of us are giving up on ourselves way in advance because of the fear and the uncertainty of what if it doesn't work. And I want to tell you, there is value in staying committed to who you are in your journey, in your marriage, in your healing, and whatever it is that you want. There is value in going through the process and staying committed to that regardless, because it will change who you are and it will change the world. Right? I see this in my own story, like everything I've already talked about, and I could give you dozens of examples where I am so grateful to myself. right? That I fired that itty bitty shitty committee. When they start talking in my brain and telling me all the reasons I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that, or it's uncertain, I don't know if it's going to work, I can tell them to just fuck right off. Because here's the thing. What's the worst case scenario? I go after my dream. I sign up for a class. I sign up for, I'm a coach, so I sign up for all these coaching packages, right? What if none of them work? What if it doesn't work? Worst case scenario is I'm exactly where I am right now. I'm literally living my worst case scenario. Right? Why would I not do something just because it's uncertain? It might not work, so it's already quote unquote not working. And it's not that it's not working, but do you see what I'm saying? Everything's always working as long as I keep working, as long as I keep going, as long as I stay committed. It is literally inevitable. I will find what I need. And we get to experience the joy of that thing before we even have it. The guy who wrote Rent, he experienced the joy of that art and of building that thing and of believing in it before it ever hit Broadway. Right? Think about this like Christmas. When you're a little kid at Christmas, Christmas Day isn't even the best day. You literally get to experience the joy of Christmas for like an entire month before it ever even comes. You're excited. You're thinking about everything, right? Think about going on a vacation, right? When you get your ticket to go to Mexico or Hawaii or somewhere in Europe, wherever it is that you want to go, New Zealand, right? I have a trip planned to New Zealand next year. I am literally living in the joy of that experience right now, simply because I created the possibility in my mind. I'm going to do this thing. And as soon as I was like, I'm going to do this thing, I feel it in my body. I get to feel all the joy of that experience right now. I don't need to wait for it to be so in order to enjoy it. Right? And so I just wanted to share all of that with you because there is value in going through the process. There's value in the process itself, and there definitely is value in coming out on the other end. And the only way you're going to come out on the other end is to not give up on yourself and to notice when your brain starts telling you all this stuff just to keep you small, to keep you the same, to keep you from not doing something uncertain. And I want to tell you, go do the uncertain thing. Go do the thing that you're not sure if it's going to work. Go challenge yourself. Go do the thing that sounds hard. Go do the thing. Because it might just be the thing that changes everything for you. And when we stop in advance, when we quit on ourselves in advance, we never are going to get the thing. We're never going to experience the joy of it. But when we're committed, no matter what, you get to experience the joy of it right now because you can know that it already is. It's done. It is inevitable. All right? You are beautiful. You are powerful. I love you all so much. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.